Have you heard of the Anglo-French War? Have you heard of someone called the Joan of Arc? Have you heard of Saint Joan? Or rather, I should be asking you some simpler questions, as in, have you ever come across any divine interventions? Okay, each one of us believes in God, right? So, has it ever happened that when you are conversing to the Lord Almighty in your daily prayers, or somehow, you get some divine message? Okay, we don't realize that it is a divine message, obviously, because we might not even be totally into that divine thing. Okay, but then, have you ever realized? Have you ever experienced anything that actually tells you that this is what divine power is? Some might have, and many might not have experienced. Our story today is the story of Saint Joan of Arc. It is a historical story. Okay, it is based during the time of the Hundred Years' War, as it is termed. It is a long war that occurred between English and the French. Okay, and it occurred between the year 1337 to 1453. Okay? That's why it is called the Hundred Years' War. Okay? Now, during this time, France came to be divided into various smaller parts by the British. The British had an upper hand. Now, there was nothing that could bring France out of the clutches of the British. Okay, so France was in a terrible situation. It was in a terrible state. There was nothing and there was no one. All the brave men, all the brave soldiers, everyone failed right in front of the British. Whenever it came to fight with the Britishers, they all failed. Now, what was the reason for their failure? Was it that the French army was not well equipped? Was it that they lacked in courage? What was it? Was it that they lacked in numbers? What was it that made them lose, that made them face defeat all the time against the British? Now, during this time, when France is going through a lot of upheavals, okay, there was a peasant girl, a peasant girl named Joan. Okay, Joan of Arc, written by George Bernard Shaw. Okay, so what have we discussed so far? The first thing that we discussed is a 100 Years' War. Okay, 100 Years' War, which was fought between whom? It was fought between the English and French. It was fought between the English and French. Okay, France was divided into various parts. Okay, and British had an upper hand. Okay, and then there was this peasant girl named Joan who was born. Joan, a peasant girl. Peasant girl, she was not taught to read and write. Okay, so we can write down over here. I am writing all these pointers so that it becomes easier for you to recollect the information about the character Joan. And then this also plays an important role in your character analysis. Okay, so you know exactly who was this girl called Joan and why was she given the title of saint. Okay, why was she beatified? Beatified is when someone is given the title of a saint, it is called, the person is beatified. Okay, so she wasn't taught to read and write. She wasn't taught to read and write. However, Joan's mother was Joan's mother was a pious lady, okay, and she had instilled in her daughter all the values, okay, of the church and the Bible, okay. So we can just have it over here. Joan's mother, a pious lady, was a pious lady. Okay, Joan's mother was a pious lady and she had instilled in her the rich values of the Catholic Church and the Bible. Okay, this is the background of Joan. She's a simple peasant girl, okay, and she's not taught to read or write, but she has been instilled the qualities, the values of the church and the Bible, the Catholic Church and the Bible have been instilled in her. Okay, so she's completely into the Lord Almighty. Okay, now this peasant girl, when she was 13, she started getting visions from the Lord Almighty. Okay, so we need to write it down. At 13, she began to get divine messages. She began to get these divine messages. Okay, and in one such divine message, she heard the Lord speaking to her and telling her, Joan, France and to free the Orleans is in your hands. Okay, only you can free Orleans. Can you imagine this can happen? So many soldiers are fighting, so many soldiers, so many kings, all of these courageous men are fighting for so many years and they were not able to free France from the clutches of the British. And how just a 13-year-old girl would be able to free Orleans from the English? How is it possible? And she, the one who is not at all trained in archery, she is not at all a trained soldier. Okay, so we need to mention that as well. Not a trained soldier. So she is not a trained soldier. She has not held the sword or any weapon in her hand. She has not even used the horse any time. How can you expect or how can you believe that this girl will be able to fight the British who were so brutal? Okay. This girl would be able to fight the British. Now that was something unbelievable. But then, there were some people who believed in prophecies. And there was this prophecy about France that there will be a virgin girl. Okay, there will be a virgin who would be able to free Orleans from the British. There were some people who really believed in that prophecy. Okay, and therefore, when Joan happened to disclose this to her parents, okay, there was some support for her. Now this happened when Joan's father began to look for a suitable groom for her in order to be married. But then Joan expressed saying, Joan just refused, saying, I cannot marry. I have some other plans. Plans in the sense, she said, this is the divine message that I have received from the Lord Almighty and I am not going to get married. I am the one who has received this divine intervention and through this message, I am going to free Orleans. Obviously, everyone was shocked. But somehow she managed to convince her parents, right? Now, in order to fight, is it easy for her to just go and fight like that? No. She will require weapons. She will require permission from the then king or whoever is the in charge. Okay. So then this story, this particular part of the play, what we have over here in front of us is a part of the play. Okay. It's a part of the play Joan of Arc, wherein Joan approaches the squire in order to seek a little help, in order to provide her with a small army and an armor, okay, and weapons, so that she would be able to go ahead to free Orleans. Okay, so this particular extract from the play that is there right in front of us right now. So this particular extract tells us what kind of a determined lady was Joan. Though she was not mature enough, she had firm devotion to God. She was devoted to Lord completely. She was devoted to God. All right. She was obedient to God's messages. She was obedient to God's messages. All right. Now, I don't know how many of you are aware, but when Mother Mary was about to give birth, okay, this is something related to Joan's obedience to God. Okay, that's why I wish to share this with you. Okay, Mother Mary, when she conceived, okay, it was before her marriage. Okay, Mother Mary conceived before her marriage, and it was not due to any wrong things. It was because of the Holy Spirit. Okay, because of the Holy Spirit, it was that she conceived. Okay, she was just engaged to Joseph. Okay, and when she was praying at a synagogue, Angel Gabriel appeared before her, and it disclosed that the Lord Almighty, you have been chosen by the Lord Almighty to become His mother. Okay, so Mary did not even think of anything else. She did not think of this. She did not even think of the circumstances. Okay, fine. What is going to happen if a virgin conceives? If a virgin is found to be pregnant, what would happen? And during those times, it was really, really difficult. In fact, it was terrible if a woman is found to be pregnant without getting married. But Mary just accepted. She said yes to the Almighty's wishes. All right. She did not think of the consequences. She did not think what is going to happen to me. She only said yes to the Lord Almighty's wishes. That is, she showed firm devotion, firm trust, okay, and obedience to the Lord's messages. Okay. Similarly, we have the Joan of Arc. We have this girl Joan. She did not think, when God gave her this message, when she received this divine message, that she is the one who will have to approach the French in charge, the French army personnel, in order to seek permission to fight for Orleans. She did not even think for a second that I cannot do it. I am not a trained soldier. She never thought anything like that. She only listened to the Lord's message and she agreed, yes, I will do it. Okay, so this is how we say that she was completely, Joan of Arc, Joan was completely devoted to God. She was obedient to God's messages, and therefore she never had any doubt about whatever divine message she received. Now, according to the divine message that she received, okay, she approached, first of all, she approached the local magistrate, but then the local magistrate somehow, he did not allow her to go ahead for the war. Then she decided, let me meet another person, let me meet the squire, let me meet the in charge of the army. Okay, so she went to the palace, she went to meet the squire named Robert Bourriquot. Okay, let us look ahead. What happens when she goes to meet Robert Burricourt? Okay, and what is the result of it? Does he allow her to do that? Okay, let's have a look.